to choke the north with ice and snow. For the first time, the Kiefer brothers will find out what it's like to be cast into the wild with virtually nothing. This is Dropped. Summer has officially left the Brooks Range. The arrival of autumn triggers a drastic change in the behavior of many of the range's yearly residents. Bears begin to eat around the clock, building a thick layer of fat to survive on during hibernation. Moose, who are typically solitary animals, actively seek a mate as they come into rut. Beavers cut trees to build and stock their lodges with food. Last night's party temperature was just a precursor of the winter that is to come, a warning that must be taken seriously. As the Kiefer brothers awaken to tackle the first leg of their journey, they are greeted by an icy morning. Their first cache yielded basic transportation, a way to catch food, and the ability to make fire. With no protection from the freezing temperatures, the brothers endured their first night with little rest.
I don't know the coldest night I've ever spent, period. That sun feels like sauna right now. We gotta get out of this.
Miles of unknown terrain stand between the brothers and their next cache of valuable equipment.
We gotta make it 8 miles, and I don't know if we'll be able to make it. 8 miles, I have no idea. What's in store on this river, we don't know if it's skinny and shallow, lots of boulders or what, but usually up high like this, these rivers can present quite a challenge. Oh, that's cold.
With no prior knowledge of the river's channel or flow, and a lack of oars, the brothers will push off from a small outlet slough. River levels fluctuate drastically in Alaska, even drying up or going underground at times. In the likely event of shallow water, the brothers will be forced to carry their equipment over rocky ground, which will slow their pace.
Anytime you wake up with ice on your face, it's not good.
With no shelter to protect themselves or their gear, last night's drop in temperature has created some unexpected problems. September in Alaska means limited daylight. The brothers can't afford a slow start.
It definitely dropped down into the 20s last night for sure. They're just frozen. Everything up here is frozen solid. There.
When the temperature drops below 32 degrees, water vapor in the air transforms from a gas to liquid and then to a solid. Anything exposed to the open air will form a thin sheet of ice that exhibits a repeating pattern at every scale. This is known as frost. Water seeps into voids found in fibers and equipment which can solidify into ice. This ice expands and attracts water from adjacent voids, which then freezes upon contact. Crystals continue to grow and join, creating an ice lens that degrades elasticity and erodes materials. Long-term exposure to the element can potentially render the Kiefer brothers' limited equipment unusable.
Okay. Next time, I'll just at least figure out where the sun hits first. That goes in the sun, not underneath. I can't even get the boots tight.
Okay, so we're going to do an insulation and drywall takeoff on this house. It's a pretty easy house. It's on a slab.
The body's natural way to
It's got a vault down the center and then a little vault at the entrance right here.
contracts and relaxes muscles erratically.
This checkered line tells you that.
Back to temperature.
There's a little gable end there. There's another gable end right here.
The fastest way to get warm is to get
And you're going to have a gable end up here.
Faster we get moving, faster my blood
You're not going to see that on the overview. You'll see it on the front.
frozen solid, man.
There should be
The
a
main
section
means of
detail.
transportation now sits in front of the Kiefer brothers
Not
as a
section
frozen
detail there.
chunk of backwater slough.
Like we're just gonna end up having to carry the rest.
So how we're going to find that gable end
Looking forward to
is
it.
we're going to
The
go.
sharp edges created by
The house is 9 feet tall.
easily slice through waders and tear holes in a
So
raft.
first we're going to set the scale.
That aren't worth
316.
taking. For the brothers to make progress, they must find moving water.
Here, I want to set it here. This one is. Set that at 1/8.
This segment of Dropped is presented by
Front.
Cabela's. It's in your nature. Buck Knives. Edge of a Legend. And Winchester, celebrating 150 years of legendary excellence.
Take this off the river right here. Yeah, I got right on the shot.
There isn't a section detail on this drawing, so
Useful highway for traveling,
I can't,
but a lack of oars means
see
the
the
brothers
depth
will have to
of
continuously
the
exert
vault.
themselves if they want to beat an Alaska
So,
harsh winter. This high in the tundra, endless changes
Gonna
in
have
depth,
to
direction, and
go
water
to the
flow
front
means a
here.
constant battle to keep the pace.
Go deep right here.
We have
The brothers
dimension
have managed to
line.
find a channel that holds enough water to float, a rarity of the high Arctic rivers of the region.
Now all we gotta do is find the next cast. That's it. Yeah. That one, Ken. I'm just gonna go straight over the point.
Repeatedly dragging a raft over sharp rocks on the creek bed can quickly destroy its hull. Rather than risk damaging the raft, the brothers choose to portage. There is no way of knowing whether portaging a raft around this stretch of the river will make for easier travel, but the brothers have already wasted valuable time dragging. The added weight of the raft on their backs and the constant mental focus needed to pick through the
So what
maze
we're
of
trying to figure out
grass
right now
consumes
is
their
what the
limited
potential
energy.
depth of that
Watch your ankles.
vault, the ceiling for that vault.
Oftentimes in the far reaches of the north, the fastest way
I'm
around the
gonna
stretch of shallow
assume
water in
it's
a river
18
known as a
inches.
rock garden is portaging. Portaging requires carrying the raft and all its contents out and around obstacles. Some
I'll
portages
go
may span
1.7.
several miles, while portaging
1.7.
usually saves time and provides a safer route around
There.
stretches of dangerous rock-strewn sections of the river. It
We're
often
gonna
comes at the
dimension
expense
line.
of carrying dead weight over tough terrain.
Yikes.
Here I got off of 1.7.
I'm over it. Toss it. Ridiculous. I feel like every step is a snap an ankle. I
There
got
you go.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Adapting to this harsh environment is proving tiresome for the Kiefer brothers.
Hopefully you'll have to
Move that down so
hold it much more. I mean, just hit the flow on. This is
So I would
this
say
stuff
that's
on the side of a creek.
to-
At least find good flow. I mean, this is cutting off a ton of time from when you get into there. It's amazing me how caribou and they just move through this stuff like it's nothing. They run for it.
Traversing the tundra with ease is not the only adaptation
Get
that
that
is
there.
essential to the survival of caribou in the north.
The dimension
Their small
line.
hooves have 4 toes. 2 are
Here.
broad and crescent-shaped, making it
Yeah.
easier to swim and travel in the snow. Their outer coat is made of hair that is hollow, keeping them
Right
warm
to the
and trapping
9-foot
heat close to
line.
their bodies. Their noses have a special chamber for holding in heat and
This
moisture.
line is lining up with
pocket is
that,
designed
so that's
to
what
warm
we got,
up
9
air
feet.
before it enters the lungs. They can even lower the rate at which their body burns
Stop
calories.
that.
This allows them
So
to
that's
survive
basically the
sparse
void
vegetation found in the
in
open
the
tundra
vault.
during the long winters of the north.
Right there, and then we'll do the same thing going the opposite way.
It's a little steep right here. Tell you what, I'm not walking any further, so she's going in somehow.
The river's current has increased to desirable levels for floating, but in order to reach it, the brothers must make their way down a steep bank. Falling in the frigid waters could lead to hypothermia within a matter of minutes.
Okay.
So we'll just go up of there. Placement.
The brothers' decision to portage has paid off. They have finally reached a channel that's suitable for floating. The Kiefer brothers still have 4 of 8 river miles left to reach the next cache. Today's pace has been continuously slowed by shallow water, and there's only so much daylight the brothers can spend on travel alone. Without oars, Chris and Casey are at the mercy of the river's flow. They must use their hands and feet to prevent the raft
There's
from
that one up.
snapping
So that's pretty much our vault
Each
line is
bend
what I'm
risks
seeing.
an injury or puncturing the raft, which could leave them stranded.
It's gonna leave that vault line there. That'll be the big one. So that'll be our gable.
Way here now. Headwinds are brutal.
And this one is roughly taking a chunk out of this gable end right here is basically taking a chunk out of that one.
Sooner or later, we're gonna have to find the tree.
So we're gonna call that good. And then I'll do an area takeoff. We'll call this front gable.
With daylight fading and only half the distance to their next cache behind them, the Kiefer brothers have stopped to evaluate an area for making camp.
Front gable end.
Oh, we got some organizer. Well, that just solidifies it for sure.
Past experience has taught the brothers to consider only what's directly in front of them.
Now we'll
when
run an
making
area
a decision.
takeoff here
Yeah, driftwood, deadwood. This is like how we use these trees.
to here.
What do you want to say? Yeah. Want to stay here? Yeah, I'm not doing anything. We're not gonna do the what's around the next bend. No, I'm not doing what's around the next bend.
Deadwood for fire and actively
So
feeding
there we go. We
fish
found,
makes this a
now this is
problem for the brothers
our
to
front gable and our back gable. So we'll take that gable.
Draw together.
The ability
We'll copy it.
Conquer in any survival situation is crucial to
And we're going to click
success.
again. We're going to click paste. And we're going to paste that paste section into same item. So we're going to paste that into the same item, which doubles the square footage, so that's included for both front and back gable end of the back of the house. So there you go, just made another one. And we'll just move it over on top of the front one. So that's your back gable. So you have front and back gables, and the square footage for that is 152 square feet for those. So that'll give you your drywall takeoff for that area and your insulation takeoff for that area. So now, I know the house is 9 feet all throughout, so I'm going to go to the overview, to the main floor overview, and now we're going to figure out, we'll just do the vault first. We'll figure out what the square footage is for the vault. So I'll go through the front elevation again, and I know this is a 1211 pitch. So we're going to go to the main floor overview, and then we're going to go into our roof area takeoff, and we're going to put in a pitch there of 1/1/2, so 11, 12.
Make up the primary diet of various fish that call these Arctic rivers home. A fly fisherman uses imitations of these insects to pique the interest of a hungry fish. Where the insects are found in the water column is an important aspect.
So there we go, we just added in the pitch of the roof.
Cache's limited selection of flies means Casey must be
1211.
constantly aware of insect patterns, seasonal changes, and rare conditions if he hopes to catch any supper.
So a 1211 pitch.
Probably what I'm going to start with, because
And now because we've done that, it's going to figure out the pitch of that vault when we do an area takeoff. So we're going to start our area takeoff here.
Laying on the riverbed.
I got one right here that's about 10 feet in front of me. See if we can make it happen.
So there we got our takeoff for that area. So that vaulted ceiling is 1,144 square feet, 0.6. And that's going to give us our insulation takeoff for that area. Insulation, vapor barrier, and our drywall. We can use this number for our drywall takeoff too as well. So now we have these two areas on the sides here. And those, we're going to do a takeoff on those separately because we're just going to be doing vapor barrier on those. So we'll go. This will be, call these flat ceilings.
You know what I do with the first fish though, right? Now I roll, man. Go.
Call those flat ceilings. And we're going to do our takeoff here.
Food. Right there. Food that goes back in the water. Why do you do that? I always let the first one go, man. If I get back, hopefully they get back to me.
Casey's time-honored tradition flares Chris's nerves.
So
outside, and then we're going to continue with ceilings.
little buddies out there. Yeah, we can tell all little buddies to catch on your little line there. So you let another one go.
Letting the first meal of the trip swim back into the water is a bold move. What was a sure source of protein is gone within seconds.
This is over the garage. The garage is flat ceiling. We got a vapor barrier, all that. So that'll get vapor barrier and it'll get vents, the attic vents too as well. So on this one, we have to remind the client that he's going to need two attic hatches. He's going to need one on this side of the house, one on this side of the house, because there isn't enough room to get over that vault into the other side. So they'll need two attic hatches with this particular house. So there you go, we done the takeoff for the flat ceiling, and that's 1,696 square feet. So that's going to give us our takeoff for our vapor barrier and our vents that we'll have to put around the house, attic vents, and the takeoff for our attic insulation, and also the drywall takeoff for the ceilings for this particular area. So right now, we're looking over the main floor plan, and we've done the takeoff for all the insulation on the ceiling, all the vapor barrier on the ceilings, and all the drywall on the ceilings in a matter of seconds. So now, we're going to turn the lights off right out here. So the takeoff's still there, we just turn the lights off so we can't see it, so it's not interfering with the rest of our page, or what we're going to do next. So now we're going to go to the exterior wall takeoff. So we'll go into walls here, and we're going to go EXT, walls, LS, and we're going to go with the R24. And these are 9-foot walls, so we're just adding 9 feet. They're a 5.5-inch wall, so I'm just going to make the band 5.5.
Something the brothers are losing every second as the sun dips toward the horizon.
So hopefully he got another one for himself. Alright. I'll get this to you.
So
Let's see if we can't get fired on with it.
we're going to start from the edge of this wall right here, right in the corner.
It's just a matter of building a little bit of a nest.
And this will give us a 5.5-inch band, which imitates the insulation.
Process look easy. Chris and Casey have spent countless days honing their skill set, an ability they must always keep sharp, or risk facing more cold nights.
Oh yeah, we got fire.
All survival situations call for compromise. While tonight's camp lacks shelter, it does offer food, water, and a solid source of fuel for fire.
Heat, like literal heat. So we can cook food when we find it, like the grainer Casey's catching. Those are two things that we need after a long day of rolling.
So there we go, we've done all the exterior wall insulation. Now we could use this for the exterior wall drywall too, but I like to do my drywall counts the entire room, each room. That way it's nice and accurate.
When you're out here in the middle of nowhere and you don't have anything.
So now we've got the exterior wall insulation done, we've got attic drywall done, we've got the attic insulation done, attic vapor barriers done. So everything on the attic, including the exterior wall insulation, is done. Now we can move into the main floor drywall takeoff. This house only has one floor, it's on a slab, so it's pretty easy. So we'll go in the exterior wall. This is all 1/2-inch boards, so there's nothing special
The
there.
intense workload of surviving in the wilderness demands a high-fat diet that the brothers
1/2-inch
can only take
drywall.
from red meat, something they can only dream about tonight.
1/2-inch drywall. We've got 9-foot ceilings, so we'll end up using 54-inch board on this one.
Exposure to cold water has put Casey's body into
So I'm going to make
survival
the
mode,
band 1 inch,
forcing the blood vessels in his extremities to constrict.
so it's just a nice thin line.
Warm blood to the body's internal
And we're
organs.
going to turn off the exterior wall
It also results in
insulation takeoff light right there. Turn it up. So we'll start right here
This is a phenomenal spot. I mean,
in this
it
bedroom.
literally has everything we've been looking for.
We're literally just
You know what? This is 6
going around corner to corner.
Well, 6 more, we just more and more into that all the way down. And the further down we get, the further and more rivers are starting to flow in, more drainages and creeks.
Camping here for the evening allows the brothers to rest,
Whichever
but it
allows.
also means they will only have 4 hours of daylight
Little
tomorrow
claws in
to
here,
reach
we'll
their
do
second
that.
cache.
Gotta get up and get out in the morning, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'm not sleeping more than 4 foot away from this. I just get a pile of wood and just sleep right here.
Amazing what a fire will do for somebody out here. I mean, it totally just brings back everything that you missed.
Just having that heat is awesome because when the sky was open, it was cold. It was really, really cold.
Casey pulling out a couple of
Garage.
was awesome.
Keep eating fish and picking our way along this river. I'm not really worried about the food thing, but oars. I mean, I never thought it would be that hard to go down the river without oars.
It's proven to be pretty difficult thus far, but now that we have some push poles, we're able to kind of bounce around a little better.
You know, you never know what's around the next bend, and that's part of what drives me, I think, when I'm out here.
We haven't hit tree line yet, so I feel like we're gonna run into a lot more animals down there.
Utility room.
Hunters have always been the first to venture into the wilderness. Whether driven by necessity or a thirst
Turn
for
off that
adventure,
television.
it is hunters who dare to go where most others won't. Brothers Chris and Casey Kiefer represent the modern-day hunter.
This is where all the tedious, time-consuming stuff comes into play when you start doing all the drywall. Actually, all the interior takeoffs. Okay, so we're just going to work our way around. I tend to like to do any hallways and like bathrooms last. Go through all the bigger areas first. That's just personal preference though. Systematically go through it so that you don't miss anything. That's a barn door, so that's gonna, those doors are gonna need bead. No, we'll just go through the hallway, I guess. Through the corridor. Half bath. So we've got an in-suite here. Looks like they're gonna have a stand-up shower, so that'll end up some moisture board. I usually just add my moisture. I don't really do a takeoff for my moisture board, especially on houses and stuff like that, because it's just cost prohibitive for the cost of how many pieces of moisture board it's gonna cost me to do that. I just add it to the numbers or absorb it. It's just a small spot, so to break it out separately just for the price, it takes more time to just break it out than it does just to add it in the price. At a price point, like I can tell that's what, 2, maybe 4 sheets. So. Okay, so now we're going to move across to the other side of the house. Okay. This is the last bedroom. This gets really time consuming and monotonous when you do it on a big building. Especially if you've got to go into the plan and like hunt for things that are not showing, or do overlays, which I'll show that in a different video, how to do overlays and find stuff that are hidden on the plans. Okay, we're in the pretty much the last of it right now. I'll start from down here. This corner. This hallway. We just got this little closet here left. There's a good chance this closet is going to have some weird sloped roof in it because of the gable in that area. It may or may not. Client may have to build it down so that it's a flat ceiling right here. If not, it'll be a nightmare to try and tape it. Let's double check everything. Quick look. Sure we didn't miss any little closets, linen closets. No, we're all good. So there you go. In 15-20 minutes, we've done an entire takeoff on a house. And we've got 6,685 square feet of drywall and 1996 of R24 insulation, flat ceilings. We've got 1696. We've got more square footage for drywall too, because we have the ceilings, so that gets added to that number on the ceilings. So there'll be more drywall than that. That's just exterior wall, exterior through interior. which is how I normally name it, which will fix that. Exterior through interior. There we go. Okay, so now we've done the takeoff for the entire house. We're comfortable where it's at. Now you can go into estimating and you'll see your square footages here, your cost per square foot for each item, and your markup, and then your price each, the total price. So this can be modified too as well. You can add a description in here, make that bigger or smaller or do whatever. There's lots of other stuff you can do with it, but I don't reveal any pricing on here. So, but that's how to do a simple takeoff on a house, on a one floor house. Nothing complicated.